Look, if you want to take back control of your life, start living on your own terms, not someone else's, not following a template laid down by others, you need a morning ritual. You need to take back the first hour of your day so then you can take back the rest of your day and stop waking up feeling like you've already lost. Stop waking up feeling like you're defeated. You need to wake up feeling like you're winning. And a morning ritual is the path to that. I've been using morning rituals in my life for years and years now. And now I want to teach you how to install this habit into your life so you can start showing up more consistently to the things that are important to you. Because really, at the end of the day, that's the only thing getting in your way. Showing up consistently. Consistency is king. If you can show up even when you don't feel like it, even when shit's getting blown up in your life, then you can do anything. And the way to ensure that you show up no matter what is to make it a habit, to put it on autopilot. So how do you get started with a morning ritual? What are the ingredients of a great morning ritual? Well, first, number one, it has to fit into your life, right? If you find some the ultimate morning ritual thing on a Google search, and it's like these 50 things that you need to do, and it takes 3 hours, that's probably not going to work. Unless you're, independently wealthy or retired or something like that, and then you're probably wouldn't be watching this video. So you need to find something that works for you, and you need to figure out what is something reasonable that you can start doing in your life. Maybe that's 30 minutes for you right now, and that's really like the edge for you. That's the maximum amount of space that you can create right now. If that's the case, that's great. Be realistic about what works for you and for your life. Now, the next thing in your morning ritual that you really want to be thinking about is, will I be sad if I miss this? Will I actually, legitimately feel a sense of lack if I don't do this? So this is really important because a lot of people design rituals or habits that they actually don't want to do. I think that's fine if it's like something like flossing or brushing your teeth or whatever, and you don't feel like doing that. We all need to do that. So in that case, that's great. You should probably just do that anyway. But if you're reading, a chapter in a book or going for a mile walk or something like that, and you don't really want to do that, but someone just told you that was a good idea, you're not going to be successful with it. You're not going to follow through. So you need to pick things in your morning ritual that inspire you. Maybe that's reading a Taoist text, or maybe that's playing guitar for 15 minutes. Maybe that's going to get you excited and connected and feeling that aliveness in your life. Pick things for your ritual that you'll be sad if you miss them. The next most important ingredient in your morning ritual is picking something to have in there that you really want to make progress on, right? So something you'd feel really proud at the end of the day if you did that. So even if, the rest of the day goes to hell and you don't, do the other things that you really wanted to do, you at least did that. You at least had, that 30 minutes writing on your book. You had that hour that you spent, working on your business. You had that, 45 minutes in your garden or whatever it is, that thing that really lights you up, that you've been putting off and that you really want to start finally making progress on. So that would be another key ingredient to include in your ritual. The next most important element in your morning ritual is really finding and identifying what's going to give you energy. And I'm not just talking about coffee. I'm talking about what is going to light you up, what's going to get you excited, what's going to remind you of why it feels good to be alive. Maybe for you, that's spending some time journaling and focusing on what you're really grateful for. Maybe it's spending time in prayer. Maybe it's spending time at an altar space. Maybe it's, just going for a walk and feeling the aliveness of being outside. For me, that's honestly, it's climbing trees. I love climbing trees. I love feeling connected to my primal roots as a human. So this can be whatever you want it to be. That's the beauty of a morning ritual. No one gets to tell you that it's silly or stupid or weird. So how are we going to make this morning ritual work? How are we going to make it stick? Well, we want to be thinking about what we're already doing where we can hijack one of those habits. So something that we already do that happens automatically. For me, that's taking my dog out every morning. It's something I do every single morning, and that's my trigger at the beginning of the day for doing my joint rotations and having a full glass of water. I just know my dog is gonna have to pee every day. It's something I can count on. Maybe for you, that's reading the news or having your cup of coffee or tea. You want to find something that you already do and make that your trigger for your habit. That's going to ensure that you're going to stick with this and you're going to really follow through. Another thing I want to say is that morning rituals start the night before. So when you go to bed, this is totally optional, but when you go to bed, I want you to be thinking about how you're going to successfully follow through on your ritual for the next day. And if you want to even more greatly ensure that you're going to follow through, set a reminder on your phone, write a note on a note card or an index card and place it somewhere that you're going to see it. You could even write a note. Sometimes I do this for myself. I'll write a note in soap on my bathroom mirror just to remind myself of something when I wake up that I don't want to forget. The more you can rely less on willpower and your brain to remember things, and the more on your environment, the more likely that you are to follow through. All right, so I've come up with some sample rituals that you can kind of pick and choose and to give you an idea of something that you can model to start with. But I definitely encourage you to think about what elements you want to include in your own ritual. That's the power of this, really, is designing it for you, for yourself. And know that you can tweak this as you go along. I've tweaked my morning ritual tons and tons throughout the years, and I've finally really landed on something that really sticks for me and that really works for me. But this is going to be something that evolves over time. So I just want to mention that so you don't feel like you're locked into this thing forever. But I'm going to give you a couple examples. So one is the Creative Pro ritual. Now, for this ritual, if you're the kind of person that really wants to operate like a creative professional and get paid to be a creative person, you might start your morning with, some coffee or tea, a 10-minute walk, eating some inspiration for breakfast. And when I say that, I mean like consuming books or videos or music that inspires you, art that inspires you, that reminds you of why you love what you do, and that really fuels you to delve deeply into your craft. And then maybe you spend 30 minutes on a creative practice. That can be something you do every single day that is just like your creative practice. Maybe that's drawing a portrait every day. Maybe that's writing a poem every day. That's something I did for 100 days and I really like that. So whatever it is that is going to light you up and is going to fuel your creative pursuits, that would be what you would choose. The next morning ritual is the high performer ritual. So for this one, you might start out your day with a green smoothie. You might then do a 10-minute body weight workout, really wake up your body, start moving your joints, really kind of waking them up from the sleep from the night before. And then you're going to go into supercharging. So this is really kind of imagining that your day has ended and thinking about it. This is something I got from my friend Brendan Schmidt, and I love this. It's basically scripting out how you want your day to end, and you kind of reverse it. So you start with like, oh, I woke up like this and this is how I felt, and then I did this thing, and then I really worked hard on this thing for, an hour, and then I had this conversation with this other person, and then I, had a really great lunch, and I had some amazing emails that I read, and I really connected with my people. And you just kind of go through this process of, how is it that you want your day ultimately to be? And that really helps set the stage for your morning. And then you're going to spend 30 minutes on a high leverage task. So something that's really going to push your edges, something that scares you a little bit, something that's going to make you grow. So that would be an example of a high performer morning ritual. And again, these are just examples. Another ritual that I came up with for this example purposes is the I'm too busy for a ritual. So for this one, you might just wake up and smile, feel grateful to be alive, do a 5-minute meditation on your breath, and then 20 or 30 minutes just doing something just for you that you want to make progress on or that you want to make space for. Or you could just go for a walk. It could be something simple. Maybe what you really need in your life, because you're so busy, is just more time for self-care and more me time. So that could be totally valid as well. Those are just 3 examples of morning rituals that you can use and play around with. But I encourage you to click on the link below this video to the blog post and download the worksheet that's attached to this video. It's going to help you design your own morning ritual that's going to be most successful for you. You want to do this on your own terms. And I guarantee you, when you do this, when you really start showing up consistently with your morning, doing it on your own terms, you're going to take back control of your day and your life.